Well, the aim of the workshop is just to talk about how theatre can be accessible for everybody, you know, and how can we make it as creative as possible, you know, how can we, because we believe that solving problems, it's fun, you know, the way that we work in Graeae Theatre Company is, it's, challenges are fun and nothing is impossible. So we try to make things like as creative as possible. So we're working like in language and context and how we use interpreters and how can we make everything like a theatre play an amazing experience for everybody.
So what I want to do is I want to ask each of you in turn if you can give me your name and your sign name, which is easy for me to remember something. So you have to think about something that's your favourite, your hobby, or something you like to do, or a bad habit.
Looking at the traditional forms of theatre, and Graeae always tried to challenge that and adapt that to make it far more open and accessible, so that everyone can understand it and so that it's less work when you're going to see it. So if a deaf person or a visually impaired person came to see a piece of theatre, they would be able to enjoy it the same as everyone else. And that's Graeae's the #1 in the whole of UK being able to do that. And that is why we're here, to be able to share some of our experiences with other people.
You're going to be our two actors, and you're going to do a bit of a little improvisation that the group is going to decide. First, the group is going to choose from all our sign names. You're going to choose 3 sign names. So, any ideas? 1, so this is 1. Second one, 2. So we have 1, 2. Another sign name? This one. Okay. Okay, so they're both interested in the same guy. They got stuck in a lift, so they come into the lift, and they see that they have the same dress. So let's see what happens. When I think about this exercise as an actor, when you're doing it, it's just you're like, how am I going to do this with just these 3 signs? It's impossible to communicate with this. But as an audience member, you understand absolutely everything, you know, because there's so much in it. Only using 2, 3 gestures, you can communicate so much that it's always unbelievable every time I do this. You know, you just notice the response of the audience, how people laughed and how people reacted.
The activities we've been doing this morning is to allow the participants to realise what accessibility is and how to work with an interpreter and where they go, and get them to think creatively in a creative approach towards solving those problems, and also how to adapt their own processes for deaf people or blind people if they were involved in their workshops or productions.
We're going to have 2 actors, participants, who are going to act. And 2 people who's going to do the voiceovers, right? So thank you very much.
I don't know what you want me to say. Do I say anything? That's where you're squeezing.
I will right back at you.
You're jumping at you, just like jumping away. Jumping every guy you see.
I'd hardly call having a joke jumping. Maybe if you were a bit more sociable once in a while.
Sociable? That's the problem with you, you're too sociable.
It's a party. Let's have a laugh.
Is that what you're doing when you squeeze them like that? And then rubbing his hair.
Oh my God.
So I want you to have a look at these scripts, these extracts, have a read through them, and I'm going to pick the chiefs. So we have 4 men, we have 4 men all together, and then a group of 4 women in the next. And I'll give out your scripts to you. The 4 men, can you focus on the dialogue and action man, and the women, you focus on setting stories. Okay?
What's that?
What?
What's there?
What?
Over there. What's over there?
Where?
Over the mountain. What's there? What's over there?
Nothing.
You can't believe everything you're told. Trust no one. September 7th, 2003, 15:15. Ezra prepares. Weapons, check. Supplies, check. Maps, check. Rope, check. I'm coming, Dad!
I would hope that they would be able to take with them a realistic practice when their own processes. So if they're always thinking about looking to bring in deaf people or visually impaired people within Scotland into their workshops and know that it's not impossible, so we can see that Graeae's ideas spread further north in Scotland.
And as well as not being afraid of people with different disabilities and really see a situation, a problematic situation as a challenge to have fun and just like to have a really open mind and not, for example, think that a game is impossible to play with a deaf or a blind person.